Hello, Sagittarius, and welcome to my channel, Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, looking at your recent past, your current energy, and your immediate future, answering the question, what do you need to know right now in order to move forward in alignment with your higher self and ultimately create the life that you desire? As always, I've gone ahead and pulled the overall energy for the reading and clarified those messages, which we'll dive into in just a second. I do have the tarot deck that I will be using already shuffled, as well as the decks that I'll be using in the extended. In addition, for this round of readings, I'm doing an overall theme of the reading. I just got this deck and I'm wanting to get to know it, so I'm pulling one card in each reading from it. So we'll go over that in just a second. Any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading with me is in the description box below. Last thing, please remember that these are general readings. They are not here to resonate fully for everyone, and they won't resonate fully for everyone. So do remember to take what does resonate and helps your personal situation and leave what does not. All right, Sagittarius, in your recent past, you are good enough with the Five of Wands. Now, you have this underlying message of you are good enough, but then you have the Five of Wands, which to me is saying that your circumstances and maybe whatever situation you were in, if it was a relationship or a career path or whatever it was making you feel not good enough. So you were experiencing resistance in your material world to feeling good enough. Which is interesting because I feel as if sometimes we have to face situations that make us feel not good enough so that we can learn that we are. And I feel like that's kind of what you've been going through. In your current energy, you have adjustments are required with the Justice, because now there's something that's needed about something that's needed from you to shift your energy in order for you to get your justice, in order for you to get what it is that you deserve here, in order for the scales to kind of balance in your favor. Because I feel as if this justice has been in reverse for you, as if things have not really been maybe you feel like you've been getting the short end of the stick. You feel like life has kind of been kicking you while you're down. I feel like I said, this justice has kind of been in reverse. And in order for it to flip upright, there's some sort of adjustment that's needed from you in order to make that happen. Now, in your immediate future, you have hold your vision with the Seven of Swords. So in your immediate future, this is about, first and foremost, knowing, like on such a deep level, that this vision that you have for your life, whether it's in love or in your career or in your just relationships in general, not just romantic but platonic as well, is that whatever the life is that you desire, it's absolutely possible. This vision, right? But you kind of have to let go of exactly what it looks like. So you can believe that the love that you deserve, the financial situation you deserve, the health that you deserve, you can believe that those things are possible. But you might not be able to know exactly what that's going to look like, meaning it might not be the relationship with this exact person that you're thinking of, or it might not be the certain path that you've been trying to force, or whatever the case is. So this is about embracing the unknown of what something is going to look like, but also believing that however you're wanting to feel at the end of the day, feel successful, feel loved, feel like you're in the relationships with the people that are perfect for you, that is absolutely possible. So honestly, Sagittarius, this kind of feels like creating a new life for yourself, because the overall theme for the reading is birthing a new age, birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. And so certain adjustments are needed in order to do that. But I also feel like, the first step in creating a better life for yourself is believing that it's possible. So holding the vision of the life that you desire, but then letting go of when you think you need to get there, what you think it needs to look like, and believe that the universe is supporting you every step of the way. Let's start, Sagittarius, with looking at your recent past. You are good enough with the Five of Wands. This is for Sagittarius's recent past, please. This is for Sagittarius's recent past, please. Recent past for Sagittarius. Okay. Your recent past was the best way to describe this is like a lack of clarity. Lack of being able to see what it is that you need to see in order to get to this Six of Wands, the success that you're looking for, the vision that you're looking for, the outcome that you desire. Because I feel as if there's certain divine guidance that you've been given, but it kind of feels like you've been a little bit stuck in what I've always called kind of the hope disappointment cycle. So hoping, and this is specifically in your recent past, but hoping that things in a relationship go a certain way, like not just a relationship, but just as an example, hoping, like, say you're with this person and you see a lot of potential with this person and you really want things to reach that potential and you invest in this because you see what it could be. And then eventually you get disappointed because things aren't really turning out the way that you expected. But then, say that person comes around, they tell you they're going to change. They tell you that they see the error of their ways and they're going to fix things. And so you have this hope again. Okay, maybe they're going to become the person that I deserve. And then time passes on, things don't ever change, and you get right back stuck into that disappointment. And then you're given some glimpse of hope that brings you back to that hope. And when we're stuck in that cycle, it can be hard because, again, this is about knowing that you're good enough and making decisions that align with knowing that, as opposed to looking for situations to prove that to you. Because I feel like in your recent past, again, it's like this is about learning that you're good enough by facing situations that made you feel not good enough. And I feel like that's why there was this lack of clarity, is because maybe you knew what you were deserving of. And it was very frustrating that that wasn't happening. And that's why there was kind of this this resistance that you were facing. Recent past for Sagittarius, you are good enough with the Five of Wands. Recent past for Sagittarius, please. There you are with the Star. So your recent past was really a time for healing. You have the Three of Swords too. So I feel like you've kind of found yourself, whether you're male or female, this can be you as the Queen of Wands. I feel like you found yourself in this Three of Swords a lot in your life. Maybe it was in a specific relationship, you found yourself in this Three of Swords, or just no matter what relationship you're in, it always seems to end in this Three of Swords, like heartbreak, pain, loss, suffering, if you will. And I feel as if what kind of happened in your recent past was kind of like here we go again kind of feeling, like, of course this is happening this way. I'm so used to getting, I'm so used to this Three of Swords that it just makes sense that it's happening again. But I feel like there was more of a purpose to this situation than you might have been able to see at the time. And I feel like that's why maybe what's coming to light now is a little bit of clarity on what adjustments need to be made to flip that justice back in your favor, because it's been flipped not in your favor for so long. Now, of course, we haven't seen it in your recent past, but I'm just getting that vibe based on, like, it's like, if you want this justice, there are adjustments that are needed. So I'm guessing that you haven't gotten that. And it just kind of feels like your recent past in particular was definitely a time for healing, kind of this Three of Swords, so that you can birth this new life, create this new life for yourself. Recent past for Sagittarius, you are good enough with the Five of Wands. This is for Sagittarius's recent past, please. There's the Five of Wands with so same Five of Wands with the Ten of Wands in reverse and the Knight of Wands in reverse. And there's the Ten of Pentacles. And this, I was going to say, this Ten of Pentacles is your vision, and there's the Seven of Swords clarifying it. So this Ten of Pentacles, this abundant life that you see for yourself, both in your relationships and otherwise, it's very hidden from you with the Seven of Swords, which it always is, right? The universe never tells us exactly how things are going to go, because then that would defeat the purpose of faith, right? If we knew exactly how things were going to turn out, then we wouldn't need to have faith in the universe, that things were going to turn out for us. Now, when our abundance is unknown, when how things are how things could possibly be for us are unknown, we then have a tendency to sabotage what could be by accepting what we think has to be. So we accept certain relationships that don't serve us into our life. We accept certain career paths that don't make us happy into our life. We accept certain situations that don't align with what it is we truly desire, because we don't think that this is possible, because this is unknown. The possibility of your life is unknown. It's not certain. And when things aren't certain, we search for certainty often in things that don't really serve us. And so your recent past in particular, there with this Five of Wands, that's why I always look at this Five of Wands as like resistance to your abundance. Is sometimes, whether or not we realize it, we resist what it is that we desire by accepting less than what we deserve and sabotaging our abundance, because we think that what we have in front of us is as good as it can get for us. And so we accept it thinking that we have to, because if we didn't have this, we'd have nothing. And I feel like that's exactly what your recent past was talking about is, you knew you were good enough, or you were learning that you were good enough, but specifically in your recent past, like it's like you knew you deserved more than what you were receiving. That at the very least, that's absolutely what I'm seeing here. You knew you deserved more, but yet the situations around you were making you feel not good enough. And I feel like because of that, when we're dealing with situations that make us feel not good enough for a long enough period of time, we start to believe that. And we start to say, I guess this is right. I guess, these situations are correct in the sense that I'm not good enough, and for whatever it is that I desire. And so we continue to give energy to it, because in our mind, we say, well, if I'm not good enough for this, then I'm certainly not going to be good enough for what it is I truly desire. But the opposite is true. Is sometimes when things are making us feel not good enough, it's the universe's way of saying you deserve more. Not you deserve less, but you deserve more. And so I feel like this recent past, whatever you went through in your recent past, was almost a lesson in you learning that you deserve more. You deserve this vision, but this is so unknown that it's hard for you to invest in when you're not sure how things can turn out. All right, current energy for Sagittarius. Adjustments are required with the Justice here. Current energy for Sagittarius. Adjustments are required with the Justice. Current energy for Sagittarius, please. Okay. There you are again as the Queen of Wands. You have the Knight of Wands, the Emperor in reverse, and the Knight of Cups in reverse. Then you have the Eight of Wands and the Six of Pentacles, but we'll get to that in a second. Okay. It kind of feels like you're at a bit of a crossroads between leap of faith in the universe, that the universe has your back, and control. Controlling by staying in situations that don't really serve you, or sabotaging, or whatever the case is, to maintain control. So I feel like, because like this Two of Wands, it can mean alignment, but I'm kind of seeing this as like you have like two paths right now that have been presented to you. And it's one of control or one of faith. And that right here is where I feel like you are. Now, in your past, you've had a tendency to try to control, to try to chase after what doesn't serve you, or to invest in what doesn't serve you because you think that that's as good as it can get. And then eventually that falls apart. And, when we ignore red flags and we ignore our gut and we ignore what it is that we're deserving of, that's always going to happen. We're always going to end up experiencing tower moments and things falling apart, not because the universe is trying to take away from us what we desire, but because the universe is actually trying to open up our energy for what we do desire, for what it is that our soul really desires, that we might not be able to see clearly because we don't even know what is possible. So basically, what I'm trying to say here is that you have an option of either continuing to sell yourself short in what it is that you think you are deserving of and what it is that you think you are capable of and what is actually possible for you, or to lean into the faith that there is a better life available for you. That right here is where you're at. And I feel like that's why you have adjustments are required. If you do what you've always done, if you approach situations with the same mindset, with the same actions, you invest in the same people, whether it's like literally the same person or if it's like someone, the same person in a different person, like still the same way they treat you, like dealing with, certain emotionally abusive relationships or multiple jobs that don't really serve you. If you do the same thing, you're going to get the same outcome. And you've experienced a lot of things not going your way. And the reason for that is the universe is trying to tell you you deserve more. But you are the only person who can choose that more for yourself. There was something that I was really wrong about when it came to manifestation for a really long time. And that was that whatever it is that I desired, if I just said enough affirmations and if I just prayed hard enough, that it was just going to appear on my doorstep out of nowhere. And what I was wrong about was the fact that that's not true. what manifestation actually is being shown the path to whatever it is that you desire. The universe opening up the possibility and then you taking certain steps in order to make it a reality. But that's where we have to learn that manifestation, creating the life that we desire, is a co-creation process. It involves us taking divinely guided steps and letting go of the rest, believing that the universe is supporting us, that we are getting closer to what it is that we desire with every step that we take. And even if we have no idea how things are going to turn out or if they're going to be okay or when they're going to be okay, just knowing that they will. That's that path of faith. And it's the hardest path to take because it's not just faith in the universe, it's faith in yourself, it's faith in what's possible, it's faith in your capabilities, it's faith across the board. And that is a very difficult thing to do, especially when you've been through a lot of situations that you feel have proven to you that you're not good enough on some level. Current energy for Sagittarius, you have adjustments are required with the Justice card. Current energy for Sagittarius, please. Yeah, because you're not receiving. And you will continue not to receive with the Six of Pentacles in reverse in the world until this cycle closes. And this cycle, actually, yeah, there's the Justice in reverse. The cycle is the Justice in reverse. It's things not moving towards you. It's things not going the way that you want. But I want more on this world. I know we'll clarify it in the extended, but I want more on this world. Because it's a cycle of you not receiving. More on this world card for Sagittarius. Yeah. So you have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. It's not that the opportunity isn't available for you. It's that it hasn't been able to manifest because you've been choosing less. Sagittarius, you've been choosing less. And if you choose less, you'll receive less. But you've been choosing less because you think that that's as good as it can get for you. You think that that's as successful as you can get. You think that that's as wealthy as you can get. You think that that's as much love as you're deserving of. And so we accept what it is we think we deserve. And you accept less than what you deserve out of hopes that it'll become more. You're still investing. So the universe doesn't, provide as we desire. The universe provides as we affirm. And if we invest in situations that doesn't align with our worth and that is actually resistance to whatever it is that we desire, if we're investing in a situation that doesn't make us feel loved or doesn't make us feel appreciated or successful or whatever the case is, if we invest in that situation hoping it will become more, the universe doesn't hear that hope. The universe sees and hears and responds to what you're giving your energy toward. So if you're giving your energy toward less, you're going to continue to attract less. That's where the adjustment is. You have to learn to choose more for yourself. And that is learning that first and foremost, you are so deserving of what it is that you desire that you become unapologetic about what it is that you will and won't allow into your life. In every sense of that. You become picky with what it is that you give your energy to. You become unapologetic in the sense that you say, I know what I'm deserving of, and I'm not going to apologize for that. I'm going to choose what it is that I deserve. I'm going to walk away from people and situations that don't align with my worth, and I'm only going to choose to invest in situations that align with this vision that I have for my life. I want to feel loved. I want to feel successful. I want to have the financial abundance that I deserve, and I'm not going to settle for anything less. That switch in mindset is difficult. It's really difficult, especially when we've been through a lot of things that, make us not feel that way. But that switch in mindset is like where miracles happen, because the universe wants to give you what it is that you desire. The universe wants you to have what it is that you desire, but you've been choosing less. And that right there is the biggest resistance that you have to whatever it is that you desire. Current energy for Sagittarius. Current energy for Sagittarius. So right now, you have it's like you're at this crossroads of, are you going to repeat the cycle of choosing less, or are you going to decide to choose more? That right there, that's the crossroads that you're at. Current energy for Sagittarius. Ace of Wands and Four of Wands. Man, you are all over this reading, which I like to see. Because there's the Queen of Wands again, and then I saw the King of Wands too. So Ace of Wands, Four of Wands, and Queen of Wands. I actually want more, because this Four of Wands and Ace of Wands combo is throwing me off a little bit. Ace of Wands to Four of Wands. Oh. Okay. That's because it's about the imagery. Oh, I've never noticed that before. I guess it's a little different. But what I noticed is, if you look at this, okay, so look at this Four of Wands. Let me get closer to the camera. If you look at this Four of Wands, look at the shape of that building. Now look at, in this Ace of Wands card, it's like the same shape of the building but far away over here, right? So like you kind of look at this shape. It's a little bit different. Like there's a point on this one and there's not on this one, but very, very similar. And what I feel this message is saying is, because this Ace of Wands is a very action-oriented card. And sometimes, and that's, okay, yes, okay, it's all tying together now, because then you have the Seven of Swords. Okay. Sometimes we have to take action without knowing how things are going to turn out. So what I mean by that is, sometimes when you're in a relationship, and I'm just talking about relationships because I've used that analogy since the beginning, and I know a lot of you are on my channel for my love readings, but you can apply this to any area of your life. Sometimes when you're in a relationship that doesn't serve you, it doesn't align with what it is that you desire, you might see potential in it, but it doesn't align with what you desire. You might feel you've never felt a connection like that before, but it still doesn't give you what you desire and deserve. Oftentimes, we won't do anything about it because we think that, we would rather accept less than what we deserve rather than be alone. Same thing can go for a job. You're in this job that you don't really like at all. It doesn't align with your passions, or it doesn't align with what you feel is your purpose, but you think you have to pursue that. Because if you didn't, you'd be broke and end up homeless, right? But sometimes the smallest action that we start to take is what gets us closer to understanding the outcome. So sometimes we have to take action before we see the finish line, is what this is saying. Because you're wanting to know, you're wanting to get there, right? You're wanting this, you're wanting to get here. This is your vision. You're wanting to get here. Right now, it feels so far away that taking action toward it doesn't feel like it matters, because it's like it's so far away, it's so impossible. That's what you're telling yourself, not that it is impossible. That why would I even take action toward it? There's all of these, look at this freaking, all this treacherous stuff I got to go through to get there, right? But the thing is, if you don't take action toward what it is that you desire, and the smallest, literally this, it can be the smallest step. It can be opening that Etsy store, finally. It could be setting boundaries in that relationship, finally. Whatever it is, the smallest action of choosing yourself, choosing differently, choosing, remember you're at that crossroads of choosing differently, can open up the path to then take another step forward. So sometimes, without knowing how we're going to get to the finish line, what it's going to look like, we have to still take action toward it anyway. And I feel like that's what you're needing to, which is why this is about embracing the unknown so much with the Seven of Swords. You don't know how this vision is possible. You don't know, maybe you don't even know if it's possible. You don't know if you're capable. You don't know how you're going to get there. You have no idea. There's all of these reasons why you can't do it. There's all of the reasons why you can't have it. There's all of these reasons why it's not possible. And there always will be. There will always be a million reasons as to why something isn't possible, why you're not good enough, why you're not capable. But it's about whether or not you choose to believe those reasons, act on those reasons, and create that true reality for yourself. Or you can focus on the million reasons why it is possible, why you are capable, why you are deserving. And maybe this is about just starting to uncover those by taking one step in the direction of your vision instead of allowing yourself to settle for less than what you deserve. Immediate future for Sagittarius, clarifying, hold your vision with the Seven of Swords. Immediate future for Sagittarius, you have hold your vision with the Seven of Swords. Immediate future for Sagittarius, hold your vision with the Seven of Swords, please. Your self-doubt is why you haven't received what it is that you desire. Your self-doubt. That can be very triggering for a lot of people to hear that, because the first thing that's going to come to mind is the universe never hasn't presented me with the opportunity. I constantly am getting all of these karmic lessons, and I'm not actually able to receive what it is that I desire because I haven't had the opportunity. One of the things that one of the hardest truths that I had to learn on my journey, that was accompanied by a pretty big ego death, was that there is nobody in your way except for you. There's nobody that can stand in your way between where you are now and what it is that you desire except for you. Your limiting beliefs, your self-sabotage, your lack of believing that you are deserving, which can fall under limiting beliefs. Now, the reason this can be triggering is because it can feel as if I'm telling you it is your fault that you are not living the life that you desire, right? It can feel like I'm blaming you. I'm placing that blame on you and saying, you're the problem, Sagittarius. But what I'm trying to get across with that is that it's not your fault, but it is your responsibility. Our limiting beliefs and what it is that we think we're capable of, and what it is we think we're deserving of, and what it is that we think that is even possible in general, have been placed on you by your experiences, whether it's what your parents believed, what society believed, what you've experienced has reflected back at you. Whatever you believe, those limiting beliefs that you have that you've been acting on, that's not your fault. What you've experienced, the trauma associated, and everything that comes with that, it is not your fault. But if you want things to change, you are the only person that can change them. And it starts with getting down to the nitty-gritty reasons as to why you have accepted less. And that's hard, because you can be like, well, this person treated me poorly. It's their fault. They did this to me. And that's true. You probably have been a victim in certain situations, but if you continue to give your power away and you say, it's not possible because that person won't let me, because there's no solution here, because XYZ. If you believe your Nine of Swords, your anxiety, your fears, your doubts, your insecurities, if you believe those over what it is that you are truly deserving of and capable of, you will be right. You will continue to live a limited life with limited experiences and limited abundance if you have that mindset. But healing and manifestation go so hand in hand, because it's about healing all of the reasons why we don't allow ourselves to have more, why we don't believe that the universe has our back, why we don't think we're deserving. And it's not your fault. Your situations in your past have showed you, seemingly, projected to you that you aren't good enough, that you aren't deserving, that you aren't capable. And so you've internalized that. You believe those things, and that makes a ton of sense. You are a human being having a human experience. But if you want to create a new life for yourself, Sagittarius, which I feel like if you've watched this far into this reading, then you do, then this is about holding on to the life that is possible for you. And the life of your dreams is possible. If it were impossible for you to fail, what would you do? Ask yourself that question, and then hold on to that vision. And don't let it go. Don't let it go. And don't settle for anything less than that. Don't believe that, you have to settle in order to have it, because you don't. Immediate future for Sagittarius. This is you against you, Sagittarius, in this reading. This is Sagittarius against Sagittarius. That's why I feel like you're popping up so much. Like why I keep saying the Queen of Wands so much is because this isn't about anybody else. This is about you. What your inner world believes and is reflecting to you in your experiences. Immediate future for Sagittarius. Hold your vision with the Seven of Swords. Six of Swords in reverse, Four of Cups, Seven of Pentacles in reverse. You've been stuck investing in what doesn't serve you, Sagittarius, and I feel like you've been stuck investing in what doesn't serve you for a really long time. It could be people, paths in general. Take it as it resonates. But whatever it is, I feel like the only reason you're investing in it, and maybe this is about being brutally honest with yourself about this. The only reason you're investing in it, whatever this is that we're talking about, and maybe it's multiple situations, is because you think that it's as good as it can get. Maybe you think the potential of it is as good as it can get. Maybe you think that you have to suffer and sacrifice in order to create it. And none of those things are true. If you are not living the life of your dreams, it is because a part of you doesn't believe it's possible. Now remember, 95% of our movements, choices, and decisions stem from our subconscious. The way that we interact with our reality, only 5% of that is conscious decision making. The rest is reaction based on what we believe. Which means you might not be aware of this. You might not realize that you are investing in less than what you deserve, because you might not even be realizing that you don't believe you are deserving of more. And that's what I want to bring to the surface in this reading, is understanding that you are deserving of more. Because again, if you've been watching this reading for long enough, then it's not like you're sitting there going, oh, I'm living the best life ever. I'm so happy with every aspect of my life. I'm super fulfilled. I have all the money in the world, and I'm, in a relationship with the perfect person for me. And if you are, then that's fantastic. But I feel like if you've watched this far into this reading, if you watched 34 minutes of this reading, then you're probably not there. If you are not where you want to be in your life, then you are the only person that can do something about it. And that's a hard freaking truth. It is. It's hard. But the cool thing about it is that there are always solutions. The universe is always there to lift you up, to move you forward, to show you the way. But your willingness is the only thing that can manifest that path. And that's why the smallest action, no matter how far away your outcome might be, the smallest step in that direction will unlock opportunities for you. Because again, the universe responds to the energy you give. If you show willingness to change, if you show willingness to take steps in the right direction, the path will start to unfold. All right, one more for Sagittarius's immediate future. So your immediate future is a lot about some brutal honesty here, Sagittarius. And I hope that this reading is being taken well. But I want you to know that the reason that it's coming through the way that it is because the universe wants you to know that you are deserving of more. And to stop second guessing that so you can start figuring out how to get there. Immediate future for Sagittarius. See, you've had your world flipped upside down so many times. So many times. There you are. Queen of Wands again. You've had your world flipped upside down so many times. Maybe you've had to start over a lot. Maybe you've experienced a lot of loss. Maybe you thought you were on the right track and then ended up not being. That you now have a pretty negative outlook on your future and on what's possible for you. Maybe you don't want to have that, and maybe it's just something that's been internalized by the pain that you've experienced. So understand that believing that you are capable and deserving of more is about also healing the reasons why you think that you're deserving of less. You can't have one without the other. You can't believe you're deserving of more without healing why you think you're deserving of less. So if you want your vision, try to be brutally honest with yourself about why you're not there yet, why you haven't chosen that path for yourself, why you've accepted less. Because that can give you an immense amount of insight into how 95% of your subconscious is controlling your decision making. Because this is about birthing, this is birthing a new age. This is dreaming a new world into being. This isn't just talking about one aspect of your life, though maybe there's been one aspect that you've been focusing on throughout this reading, but this isn't just talking about one aspect of your life. This is like your life in general, your world that we're talking about here. All right, Sagittarius. Dang, that's a long reading, and I'm about to do an extended. So we've talked about what you need to know right now. This is going to be what you need to do right now in order to move forward in alignment with your higher self. We're going to clarify these messages, dive deeper into them, get a little bit more specific, and I have an advice card to pull at the end. Thank you, Sagittarius, as always, for your support of my channel. I do hope that this reading helped and resonated with you in a way that you were needing today. And as always, Sagittarius, I wish you nothing but love and healing on your journey moving forward. All right, bye, Sagittarius.